In the dying seconds of the Ducks vs. Flames game, Vetrano had a bizarre moment. While trying to draw a call, he fell to the ice and took Coleman's stick with him. Instead of just leaving it on the ice, he goes and chucks it into the opposite corner.
Well, here's what should have been a penalty as he grabs hold of the stick and throws it into the corner. I can't believe that they did not call that.
Feisty Frank always got something new up his sleeve, and I have to admit, it was pretty funny. But I think what this play really showed was just how frustrated the Ducks were all night. Somehow the refs didn't call a penalty on the play, which is wild, but karma came quick. Vetrano took a holding penalty right after. And honestly, Frank could have been called for like 3 penalties on that shift alone. He seemed determined to get to the locker room early. But I guess, good job, Frank, for helping the Ducks' penalty kill stats. They need all the help they can get. You know what else the Ducks missed? The playoffs for the 7th consecutive year. We all kind of knew this was coming, but they've now officially earned that dreaded lowercase e next to their name. With 7 games remaining, Anaheim sits 15 points out of the final wildcard spot with just 14 potential points left. For reference, the Ducks were officially eliminated last season with 14 games to play, and 2 seasons ago with 12 games remaining. They last clinched a playoff berth on April 4th, 2018. Despite their elimination, the Ducks currently have 74 points, which is a 45-point improvement from last year. Without a doubt, the goal next season is the playoffs. Anything less would be a failure for me. That being said, they still have a long way to go, as the game against the Flames made clear.
Zegras and McTavish stayed out, as they always do, and they were out a good 2 minutes after warm-up ended. And Mackenzie Weegar stayed out at the other end to defend the goal. Ducks took a couple shots at the net, and he kept them out. Game of cat and mouse between the Duck players that were still on the ice.
And it was made clear very early on, just 16 seconds in actually, the Flames grabbed the lead. Trouba was flat-footed on the pinch, leading to a 2-on-1 rush, and Kadri capitalized. The Ducks did even it up midway through the first with a rush of their own. Terry picked up a turnover in the D-zone and sent Strome up the left boards. Strome dropped it back to Terry, who quickly returned the pass before Strome found a streaking Zellweger at the post to stuff it in.
Did it feel good to get that goal in front of your parents?
Yeah, for sure. It was awesome. They make a ton of sacrifices for you, and when you can watch you, especially at this level, want to go out there and leave it all out there. So it feels great to do that.
Terry's assist moved him to sole possession of 10th place on the Ducks' all-time assist list with 168, passing Andy McDonald and trailing Ricard Raquel with 185. Game tied 1-1. But the Ducks never really looked in it. They got lucky when Gudas completely whiffed on the puck at the blue line, sending a Flames player in on the breakaway. Gibson made the save, but it was after the whistle anyways.
The line, Klapka is in on a breakaway, and the play is whistled down.
Play was blown dead long before, because behind the play, Pospisil broke his stick, cross-checking Vetrano. For most teams, they would welcome a power play opportunity, but not for the Ducks. Instead, they handed Coleman another breakaway for a short-handed goal. Coleman deflected a Lacombe cross-zone pass and sent himself in on the breakaway. The Ducks went 0 for 2 on the power play for the night and now have just 3 power play goals in their last 35 attempts. Gibson looked pretty pissed after this one.
They're doing the wave in Calgary. The home team on top.
5 minutes later, the Flames would double their lead as Longberg's wraparound attempt rebounded into the slot and Rooney put it home. Gibson was run into in the final minute of the second as Gudas grabbed a rushing Pospisil for a penalty, causing him to run into Gibby.
It's going to be a holding call against Gudas. If he doesn't hold him, he's going to kill John Gibson. I mean, he's going right towards the middle of the net.
Gibson did finish the period, but was replaced by Dostal for the third period. I had that in my notes the moment Gibson got hit. You could see him talking to the trainer as he left the ice, and this is the 3rd time since the Four Nations break that Dostal has come in for Gibson. Dostal also had to start 3 straight games to give Gibson extra days off too. The first shot Dostal saw in the third period was a power play goal, as Coleman netted his 2nd of the game on the rush. It looked like it deflected off Lacombe's stick, and the Ducks lose 4-1.
And one last time, Trent Noor will throw a center out of the face-off circle. It's Lundestrom this time, and now it'll be Morgan Frost, so I was wrong. Now one last time, he'll throw a centerman out of the circle.
Dostal made 8 saves in relief. Gibson made 23 saves before leaving with a lower body injury, and it seems he may be out for a bit as Husso was recalled, and also interestingly, Damian Clara is on the goals roster now too. With the loss, the Ducks fall back under 500. The Ducks will look once again to get to 500 as they finish out their short Canadian road trip against the Canucks on Saturday at 1 p.m. You know who shouldn't be playing against the Canucks? Gudas, or at all for the rest of the season for that matter. A Czech media outlet reported that he's been dealing with an injury all year and is expected to undergo surgery in the offseason. That's something we speculated months ago, and it at least explains why he's looked off, to say the least. I get why he might have pushed through it. He was named captain, and sitting out would have looked bad. But with a defensive logjam earlier in the season, we could have at least managed his workload better. And I guess we still have a logjam considering Minty was a healthy scratch in this one. At this point, with the Ducks having been all but eliminated for a while now, why not shut him down early and get the surgery done? The only reason I can think of is he wants to rehab at home. Well, hoping for a bounce-back season from the captain. Or I guess he's just trash now, because apparently the Ducks PR reached out to Derek Lee and said he was healthy and does not need surgery. Not sure why Czechia's coach would lie though. Anyways, thank you to our members. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and go Ducks!
The chemistry that we've been seeing with Zegras and Colangelo goes back during their youth hockey days, but their careers became full circle on Sunday when they contributed to their first NHL goal together. And Trevor also shared that during the time Sam went on his scoring streak, Sam was actually sleeping on Trevor's couch, but now they've settled on separate places and stick to just car rides to the rink.